Have you ever stood in the grocery store, staring at two nearly identical products, one labeled organic, the other not, and wondered, is this really worth the extra money? Is organic food actually healthier? Is it safer? Or is it simply a clever marketing strategy designed to make you spend more? Today, we're going to uncover the truth. Not opinions, not trends, but real science. And by the end of this, you might completely change the way you shop, eat, and think about food. The biggest myth about organic food. Let's start with one of the most common misconceptions. Organic food is pesticide-free. That sounds logical, right? But here's the truth. Organic food is not pesticide-free. Yes, you heard that correctly. Organic farming does not mean zero pesticides. It means different types of pesticides. Organic farmers are restricted from using most synthetic pesticides, but they are still allowed to use natural pesticides and certain approved substances. And here's something many people don't realize. Some natural pesticides can still leave residues on food. So, the idea that organic equals chemical-free or perfectly clean is simply not accurate. What's the real difference? The real difference between organic and conventional farming comes down to the type of pesticides used, the amount used, and the farming practices. Organic farming tends to use fewer synthetic chemicals, focus more on soil health, rely on natural pest control methods. So yes, there are differences, but it's important to stay grounded in reality. Organic does not mean perfect. Conventional does not mean dangerous. What about nutrition? Now let's talk about what most people care about the most. Is organic food more nutritious? This is where things get interesting, because study after study shows something very consistent. Nutritionally, organic and conventional foods are very similar. We're talking about vitamins, minerals, protein, fiber, all very comparable. Now, some research suggests that organic produce may have slightly higher antioxidant levels, but here's the key point. The difference is usually small, very small, not enough to dramatically change your health. So if you're buying organic only for extra nutrients, you may not be getting the big advantage you think you are. Does organic food taste better? Now, this is more subjective. Many people say organic food tastes better, and sometimes that's true. But here's why. Freshness, local sourcing, seasonal produce. These factors often have a much bigger impact on taste than whether something is organic. A locally grown fresh tomato will almost always taste better than one shipped across the world, organic or not. Does organic food change your body? Let's go even deeper. Does eating organic food boost your metabolism, increase your energy levels, improve your overall health dramatically? The scientific answer is no. Strong evidence supports that your body doesn't suddenly function differently just because food is labeled organic. What matters most is something much simpler. What really matters for your health? According to nutrition experts around the world, the most important thing is what you eat, not whether it's organic. Eating more fruits, more vegetables, whole grains, healthy fats, lean proteins. This is what truly impacts your health. Not the label, not the price, not the trend, just real whole food, the cost factor. This is huge. Now let's something very real. Money. Organic food can often cost 30 yachi more, 50 yachi more, sometimes even double. Why? Because organic farming is more labor intensive. Yields are often lower. Certification costs are higher for many families. This becomes a serious barrier. And here's something important. You do not need to buy organic to eat healthy. Let me repeat that. You do not need organic food to be healthy. Are pesticides dangerous? This is where fear often comes in. People worry about pesticide residues. But here's what science tells us. Regulatory agencies set very strict safety limits. Foods are tested regularly to ensure residues stay within safe levels. Long-term exposure remains minimal, and in most cases, the amount of pesticide residue found on food is extremely low, especially after washing. How to clean your food properly. This is something everyone should do, organic or not. Simple steps: rinse under running water, gently rub with your hands. For deeper cleaning, soak in baking soda IH water, or use vinegar tea water solution. Then rinse thoroughly. This can help remove dirt, bacteria, residue. Simple, effective, affordable. The dirty dozen strategy. If you're concerned but on a budget, here's a smart approach. Focus on the dirty dozen. These are fruits and vegetables that tend to have higher pesticide residues. Buy those organic if you can, and go conventional for the rest. This gives you balance without overspending. The biggest trap, organic junk food. Now this is where many people get misled. You walk into a store, you see organic cookies, organic chips, organic soda, organic candy, and you think, this must be healthier. But here's the truth. Junk food is still junk food. Organic sugar is still sugar. Organic flour is still refined. Organic oil is still processed. Your body doesn't treat it differently. Calories are still calories. Why this can backfire? Here's the dangerous part. People often eat more of these foods because they believe they're healthier. That leads to more calories, more sugar, more fat, and ultimately worse health outcomes. This is one of the biggest hidden mistakes, the real definition of healthy. Let's simplify everything. Healthy food, He whole, minimally processed food. That includes fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, whether organic or not. These are the foods that support your body. The final truth, bottom line. So what should you take away from all of this? Here it is. Organic food is a choice, not a requirement, if you prefer organic for environmental reasons, taste, personal comfort. That's perfectly fine. But don't feel pressure, don't feel guilty, don't feel like you're making a bad decision by choosing conventional foods, because you're not. Next time you go shopping, remember this. You don't need perfection. You don't need expensive labels. You need consistency. Fill your cart with real food, nutrient-rich options, balanced choices. No matter your budget. Final message. The science is clear. Eating more fruits and vegetables, organic or not, is one of the best things you can do for your health. So don't let marketing, social media, food trends confuse you. Keep it simple, stay consistent, and make choices that work for your life. If you found this helpful, share it with someone who needs to hear this. Because the truth about food should be simple, not confusing, and most importantly, make it a great day.